Let me talk now about those who believe in Qur'an. Quran showed that those people could be either Arabs or any people from any group who believes in God, whether Arabs or not. When it is about Arabs, Quran usually directs, tell news, orders, perhaps, or show dissatisfaction to do better, etc. Please check Quran 2:62. Also Quran 4:136. Also Quran 61:2. Quran 33:70. Quran 49:2. Quran 3:164. When it is about the believers from any message or group, and whether they are Arabs or not, the Quran usually shows their rewards. Please check Quran 5:9. So it is a good idea to stop mixing things up. And please don't say that such phrase of all who you believe is only talking about believers of God. No. It is obvious in Quran that sometimes it talks about Arabs giving orders, etc. The Arabs got this adjective since the prophet who lived with them and taught their language was described as such. Please check Quran 9:61. Hey, what you know? Even Muhammad, peace be upon him, got the adjective of Ummi from the Arabs, since they are described as such in Quran, due to no message from God came to them before, like Torah and Injil. Please check Quran 62, verse 2. Also, Quran 7:157. However, that does not mean that the Prophet is indeed an Ummi, because God himself had taught him and ordered him to teach us the whole world. Please check Quran 34:28. Also Quran 4:113. Quran 25:1. Quran 53:10. So, it is just terms assigned to parties, since they lived together and spoke same language. God bless our souls all and grant all humans His mercy and help. And we could notice that Quran showed us that some Arabs know how to write when ordering them to write their loan agreements. Check Quran 2:282. However, in the eyes of God, they are still called Ummiyin, since they didn't have a holy book from God as the previous messages. So, the word Ummi in Quran has nothing to do with knowledge of writing and reading, but has to do with the absence of a holy book regulating people's life, or the presence of a holy book while its people don't follow it the right way. As we see, Quran talks about some groups who could be knowing how to write and read, and who has Moses' teachings, but they just assume. Please check Quran 2:78. So, where are we now? How about talking about setting up the first day for Muslims? Quran talks about that day clearly. Check Quran 9:108. Since Quran talks about it, so that's enough to understand it was set by God. Quran showed clearly that this first day was known at Prophet Muhammad's time. The same thing goes for collecting Quran and writing it at the era of the Prophet. God described the Quran highly by many names, including Al-Kitab. Please check Quran 2:89, Quran 4:105, Quran 6:155. We also notice many words in Quran that talked about writing and writing materials, which showed us how Arabs at that time were familiar with such items. Check Quran 691. Also Quran 18:109. Quran also talked about. Quran also asked Arabs to write loan agreements since they are familiar with writing at the Prophet's era. Okay, dear readers of Quran, let's talk about the husband beating his wife. Oh my goodness. Don't you guys listen to Quran ordering the husband to treat his wife well? Please check Quran 4, verse 19. So how do you guys end up thinking that the husband has the right to beat his wife? The beating is assigned only to her parents or wali amr, such as her uncle, in case of the father absence. Please check Quran 4:34. And please don't tell me that the husband is wali amr his wife. No way, man, because the wife can choose to get out away from him at any moment, as we saw in the iftida case of the divorce. So how could the husband be wali amr his wife when she can get away from him at any moment? By the permission of God, assuming the wife gives some of her belongings as iftida, as God shows, and assuming the father has the right to keep the children if they have children, or if the husband wants to let his wife take care of them, he should provide a compensation, as God shows. Please check Quran 65:6. Also Quran 2:33. Also Quran 65:6. So in conclusion, only those of her relatives, such as father, uncle, etc., can be wali amr to her. The husband can only avoid sleeping with his wife. Even the advice mentioned in Quran cannot be done by the husband, since the wife cannot listen to him anymore. It should be done by her family members, relatives, friends, or advisors. Again, please don't be kidding me saying that the husband can beat his wife, while Quran in many verses ordering him to treat his wife well. Even if the husband, relatives, friends, etc., think that the three methods, advice, no sleep with, beat, will not get a good result, then they should go for consultation, as Quran showed, whether the nushuz, which is the unlikable, ignorant, and abnormal behavior, comes from the wife or the husband side. Please check Quran 4:35. Also Quran 4:128. So please read your God book carefully, my dear readers of Quran, to get the whole picture, and don't mix things up when it is clear in your God book. Now, are you in the mood to tell me that the food festival for Jesus' followers came from the sky, my dear readers of Quran? Come on now. Why mixing things up? Are you kidding me? Don't you read Quran saying that the festival should be to the first one of them till the last one at end of time? Please read Quran 5:114. Do you see this food present nowadays? Did you see that in the past? Did you see it at the time of Jesus, peace be upon him? Will you see it in the future? If not, so why do you imagine things? Why read Quran and then believe stories that contradict to this? Also, don't you read the warning of God to those followers in case the food comes to them, then they disbelieve? God warned them through Jesus that they will face the worst punishment. Please check Quran 5:115. How many people of Jesus' followers disbelieve? Why don't we see the worst punishment upon them if the food came to them? And where is that food for God's sake? This tells you that the food did not come, and they were afraid of the punishment, and did not ask Jesus anymore about the food. We heard of people turned into monkeys, and heard of people's land turned upside down, and so on and so forth. But we did not see any worse punishment happening to Jesus' followers, whether in the past or now. Please check Quran 2:65, also Quran 11:82. Also, don't you read Quran says, Inni munziluha, I will send it, and not Inni anzaltuha, I did send it, which tells us that God was to send it, but this did not happen because of their fear of punishment. In conclusion, if you don't see food festivals came from the sky in the past, in the present, until the last follower of Jesus, till the end of time, then please stop the nonsense.